pretty much if you hear a baby laughing, that's fucking creepy. Especially if it's in the dark anywhere. That's creepy.
Yeah. Oh.
There was this guy and this girl, and they wanted to make a podcast, and they didn't know what to call it, but they sure talked a lot, so they said, let's call it Flappity Flap. Flappity Flap Podcast. Yeah. You want to do a intro? I think it's your turn.
I don't know if I have the energy to do it.
You look like you don't.
I just woke up.
See, I'm blowing into my thing. I feel like I need to do a pop filter bib like you.
Good if you want. There's one.
We should take a picture.
There's a pop filter over here.
We should take a picture and post it into the description or something. A link. Because this is ridiculous.
Sheriff?
I don't think so.
So there were fires.
We're illegals.
Are fires.
Oh, I thought you were saying R, like, they're ours. How did you... My boobs are in the way.
A-R-E, not O-U-R. There are fires.
There are fires. I already made that joke, but it was so funny, I had to make it again.
That was a good joke. And I didn't pack the mic stands.
It's fine. So...
You look absolutely...
As ridiculous
gorgeous.
as you.
What?
Oh, sorry.
How dare you?
I just thought you were going to be rude like I would be.
I was going to be, then I thought maybe
I'm going to be better than that. I'm going to be better than her.
So we're holding our mics and we have pop filters stuffed down our shirts.
It's like if like Mr. Bean was wearing a wire.
It is.
And it's like tucked under our shirt, but then there's this huge pop filter bursting out of our shirt collars. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to catch this guy. You're going to say something really incriminating.
Mm-hmm. So where did you hide the bodies?
I'm holding my own mic, so okay, I get it. Yeah. So we are experiencing the Sonoma County, West County fires.
Lightning fires?
Walbridge. Because the way I remember is I was watching a Mark Wahlberg movie the other night with my mom, and I was like, Wall. And then there's a bridge between Donnie and Mark Wahlberg. So Wall Bridge, because I keep wanting to call it Well Bridge.
There's a bridge between
because
them?
they're brothers.
Oh.
It's an emotional bridge.
Okay.
That's just the weird thing I needed to do to remember the name because I wanted to call it Waller Bridge, Well Bridge, Wellbrook.
Weird.
Baller Bridge. Not really. But I just couldn't... It was easier for me to remember 13-4. 13-4 fire.
It's like a maze. Your brain is like a little maze. I mean, a regular sized maze.
Can't find my way through it.
When she laughs, her pop filter bounces around.
Because it's tucked into my cleavage, so it's like boink, boink. Anyway.
Lucky pop
now
filter.
your filter is rubbing it.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying not to... Man, my volume is all over the place.
Is it? Oh, well. We can levelate it. The levelator.
Not sponsored.
Yeah, but we're still a fan.
I think it's a free thing anyway, but I suppose they could still have advertising.
Yeah, we'll give them some free advertising. It is an awesome program. If you don't use it.
16 subscribers. My pop filter is leaving me.
Yeah, we're up to 16 now. Woo! Woo!
See,
party!
Mine's not staying put because
you don't have
boobs.
cleavage. Yeah.
Damn it.
Damn it. I should have had them when I had the chance. That one time.
I should have gotten that surgery when I was...
augmentation surgery.
Oh my gosh. You're weird.
It's hot because we had to turn the fan off because, would interfere with the audio. Mm-hmm. So we're sheltering at Brandon's parents' house, near-ish by. We are then under mandatory evacuation there, but we are flouting that evacuation order because, we don't want to go. And the fire's not close-ish enough to be.
It's still pretty
scary.
far away, and we're at like the southern tip of the mandatory evac. Mm-hmm. So it's not... What the fuck?
It's...
Was that the TV?
Mm-hmm. It's fine. I don't think it'll come through.
I don't really care. It's just really weird how loud that one part was.
Mm-hmm. So it's a little awkward recording. So we're sitting, we're hot because we had to turn the fan off, sitting splay-legged to cool our batches.
Oh my gosh.
And tucking the pop filters in our boobs.
Need to know that.
And hand-holding like a pair of primitive apes, our microphones. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so there were crazy lightning strikes, and there's supposed to be crazy lightning storms.
Not as crazy as last time, though. So we're hoping.
That's good.
Yeah.
But
So we're hoping, and they said only thunder, but I was saying to your parents, don't they always go together?
I thought
Thunder
they
and
did.
lightning?
Maybe it's like differently charged lightning strikes, because there's different kind of lightning that just strikes above the clouds.
I don't
Those
know.
are like negatively charged.
Your mom was like
strikes.
saying it's just maybe it's supposed to be thunder, and I was like, I thought they always went together, but maybe not.
I don't think thunder is ever without lightning, because the
And
thunder
vice
is
versa?
from the lightning.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really?
I don't know.
I think
My brain
It's-
doesn't hold that kind of science.
I mean, it's like when, like when you hear a taser, like bzz, that's from the electricity. So it's
Oh.
just that magnified.
But it's so loud. That
Yeah,
was
'cause
such a
it's-
dumb childish thing to say, but
Because they're giant.
I thought it was angels bowling and Zeus throwing his bolts of lightning. That's what I was always told.
What is going on out there?
Oh,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah. So that's our situation.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know when we'll be able to go back. Like, don't know.
Don't know. The fire is right next to the house, pretty much.
Like right behind us, right behind
the
on
house.
the ridge behind the hill behind our house.
Yep.
We might actually be the closest house to it in that town that I won't name, just in case we become super famous and people want to stalk us. Right? I think by just saying that I've given it away by saying where. Anyway, whatever. Find us if you dare.
I don't know if we specified.
Yeah. And plus we only have 16 subscribers.
Yeah, so
So-
come get us. We
Yeah.
can take you.
We got our machetes.
16 subscribers.
Yeah.
That's a lot of subscribers.
And why do we have 16 today instead of just 11, Brandon? Come on, don't be shy. Do you want to
You're
talk about
putting me
it?
on the spot.
Do you not want to talk about your animation?
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So Brandon did an animation, very short. And not that that's important. But if you want to watch it, it requires very brief attention span.
Yeah, it's like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Of Chris O'Neill. Oni plays. One of his favorite. Did you say he's your favorite gamer?
He's a gamer.
He's a gamer boy.
He's a gamer boy.
And it's really funny, and it like blew up.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
for the size of your channel, like we were saying
mostly
earlier.
just, I think, having his name on it and the thumbnail. Having a pretty thumbnail and having his name on it.
Yeah.
And obviously the contents help. It not just being shit on the inside when you
Right.
open it up.
Like a Cadbury's egg.
You don't like Cadbury's eggs?
No, they were so
Cadbury eggs?
disappointing. I was just thinking about this the other day, how for years I would watch those commercials with the bunny rabbit, and it looked amazing. And I was like, that is amazing. And then the first time I had one, such a disappointment, because it's just like this weird.
Are you picking up my breathing? I'm sorry to interrupt.
I don't know.
Okay. Go ahead.
I don't think
ahead.
so. I don't think you should do that. I think you should go back to where you were.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Just stop breathing so heavily.
So Cadbury
Sam
eggs?
Squatch. You're like Bigfoot in heat. I'm sorry.
I am in heat.
In
Literally
the heat.
in
Yeah.
the heat.
Yeah, me too.
Hilarious joke
good.
by me.
Any
Cadbury eggs.
He'll be here all
Sorry.
week, unfortunately.
I just noticed that that my audio was like bouncing up and down. It's like, is that for me breathing or you talking?
Oh,
Anyway,
weird.
Cadbury
I don't know.
eggs.
I can't wait to get back to our normal setup.
Sorry to interrupt. Cadbury eggs.
They
Let's
suck.
get back to it.
Okay, unless you get the Snickers ones, but that's not really a Cadbury egg. It's basically Snickers in the shape of a Cadbury egg.
Snickers are gross because they have peanuts in them.
You're gross, and everything you stand for is gross.
That's fair.
I didn't feel that way until about 5 seconds ago when you said that about Snickers. They used to be my favorite, and then I kind of got sick of them, and I really love Twix.
I
But
hate that there are nuts in them.
I just don't even notice it.
It's like, why not stick raisins in them while you're
I
at
don't
it?
No, I don't notice it. I think because maybe they're kind of crushed
Sprinkle
up.
some kale on top of it while you're at it.
Oh my gosh. From the guy who eats kale more than like probably any other vegetable.
I do?
Maybe. I don't. It was something to say.
That was
It was
a
something to say
lie.
to undercut your. But you do eat kale. You eat kale more than peanuts in your
but
chocolate.
it doesn't belong on a candy bar.
I'm just saying.
Candy bars.
All right, so my logic was flawed.
As the spokesperson for candy.
How ungentlemanly to call it out. As a spokesman for kale?
Candy bars.
Oh.
It's fine.
Shit.
So what?
It's hot, and my brain is frying like a brain on a frying pan.
Hot on a brain on a frying pan?
I said my brain is hot, like a brain frying. I don't know what I said. So let's move on.
Maybe we're being asphyxiated slowly by the smoke.
I think so. Or by just the heat. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I just noticed a hook in the ceiling and I had to stare at it. You know how you do? Maybe because I've had some caffeine. So, do you want to say anything else about the fires and how much they suck and how this year sucks and how
sickness
sucks and how, the sickness. And what else sucks? Is there anything good about this year? Apart from your almost 30,000 views on your animation video. That has been really great. But hasn't necessarily made up for everything unless you like to start making bazillions of dollars, and then this year will be great.
That's not going to happen.
For us. Not for anyone else.
I would love it, but that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
That ain't going to happen.
Anything else you want to say to the people? To your fans?
Hi.
About the fires? Before we move on. Hi.
That was beautiful.
We had pesto prawns on some kind of pasta. It was a lot of peas.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So damn good.
Oh God. It's not good when you burp it and it hits the pop filter and wafts back in your face.
My mom made pesto pasta.
So good. No, the pesto was on the prawns and then mixed in with the pasta. And then we had salad and then we had ribeye that you, your quick mind, grabbed out of the freezer before we fled. Because we just bought half a steer with my mom. And if the house burns, all that good meat, grass-fed meat, burns up with it. Charbroiled everything.
Although, how do fridges fare in fires?
There's a lot of
alliteration in this episode.
Well, let's stop because that's unacceptable.
Let's leave it.
I don't get it.
Let's leave it lie.
All right.
It's alliteration, right?
Yeah.
I was making a bad joke.
Okay.
It's fine.
You're right about one thing. It's a bad joke.
I was making a joke?
It was a bad joke. I'm just kidding.
Your pop filter's bouncing around.
I'm stuck to the chair. My shirt is stuck. What is happening? I'm here forever. Okay, it's out. So yeah,
that didn't seem like forever.
Pesto prawns, ribeye. Yeah, it was good shit. But
so good. I never thought that teriyaki would work well with pesto. It was so fucking good.
I didn't mix them together because I do like to keep my food segregated, but it was still really good.
Where did I hear somebody like freaked out about food touching? I don't remember.
I don't freak out, but yeah.
I think I saw like a video or something on Twitter or...
Doesn't your brother hate food touching, or is it Chelsea?
I don't know. I don't think so. But it was like the food was close and touching, but it wasn't like on top of the food wasn't on top of each other. Would you say each other for food?
I guess, yeah, because you do think of it as like a person.
And somebody commented and was like, ew, food fucking touching, disgusting. It's like, that's like bitching about crust being on your bread.
Well, call back to one of our other episodes about phobias. 5? It's probably a phobia. Not necessarily a real one, but one that has a name.
Yeah, it might be a phobia, food touching phobia.
Proximal comestible yeah.
Phobia?
Phobia.
Proximal comestible phobia. Comestible.
Comestible, proximal, adjacent phobia.
That's too much.
Yeah, you're right. I apologize.
Good.
So, did you wanna... It's hot.
Did I wanna... It's hot?
I looked up something that was kind of cool because I was like, what are we going to talk about? You know, we have our usual rambling for... Oh, God, I can't reach. rambling. Am I close? Am I close?
You're very close.
Am I close?
She's
My pop
grabbing her
filter
phone.
is going to fall from betwixt my breasts. Oh, God. This is
You're
like
fine.
oh, my gosh. I was like, what can we talk about? Thank you. After our normal ramblings, when everyone's like, get to it. And this thing, so I was looking on Reddit, like, because don't they have weird, they should have weird, like, stories or something.
I like Reddit. I want to spend more time on Reddit because there's always weird shit on there.
It's just like a funny, I don't know why that was funny to say. I like Reddit. I want to spend more time with it.
I like it.
My shirt is fucking stuck again.
Whenever
what
I
is happening,
see people
you bitching chair?
talking about it on the YouTubes, it's always funny
Good stuff.
Weird. People are always posting funny memes and stuff.
So, I acknowledge you.
Thanks.
Because I was moving on too quickly.
Appreciate it.
This is an interesting thing I think you'll like. Ford retooling plants. Let me start over. Ford retooling plants, as in factories, with help of dog-like robot named Fluffy. Oh, I thought it was only like a week or two ago.
Is that the robot that you can't push over or something?
I think so. This was July 27th. I think the Reddit I saw, or subreddit or whatever the fuck they're called, was only a couple weeks ago.
Fluffy is a very ironic name for a dog,
It sure
for a
is.
robo dog.
It is not fluffy at all. But the weird thing is, I'll let you look at it and then discuss your feelings, because I had a very distinct shut up. Oh, just go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Is it showing or should I turn it back?
Let me see. So he's walking down an aisle. He's walking upstairs.
Is he doing his prance?
He's just walking. I don't know why I'm saying he. It's a robot.
It's very clearly a he.
In what way? Does it have a wingle-wangle?
The essence is male. Is a young male.
I don't know. It's
puppy.
It's pretty sleek.
There's one where they showed where he's just
It's
like
prancing,
kind of.
That's like a horse.
Back
That's
and
very
forth.
horse-like.
But my thing was, and I don't. Maybe it's different because it's not a robot that is based off a human, where you have that uncanny valley feel, or phenomenon, whatever it's called. I very much fell in love with this creature very quickly. I thought,
Remember, it's not a creature; it's a robot.
Okay, but that's what I'm
Creatures are living
saying. But that
things,
is my point, though, is that if I saw someone push that robot over, I would attack them.
It's a lot like Wall-E.
But to me, it's even cuter because it's got legs and it's prancing.
And the way they do the head tilt that a normal dog
yeah.
does.
And I just thought, like, I would...
Service dog, do not pet. I like that.
That's not cool. I would kill anyone who tried to harm that robot. Because I just had an immediate, like, aw.
You shouldn't say things like that.
Whatever.
Okay.
So how do you feel? Yeah. I mean, you don't have the same reaction to I do that, like, puppy. You don't have the same reaction I do to puppy or dog videos or, How did that make you feel watching that little dog robot?
It's pretty cool.
Did you have any feelings of affection? Or like,
maybe
oh wow, it's
very
like
minor.
too animal. It's too close to an animal. Like I'm like a little bit confused
Not
emotionally.
Really. I think I just don't have the connection to dogs like you do.
Okay. How disappointing. I'm just kidding. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like I could not work in that because I would just be like, oh, the robot's tired. It needs a break, or I don't know. I want to take it outside and throw a ball for it or something.
You're so weird.
It's really cute. Like you should look it up. I think it's just on Huffington Post, and just look up like Ford robot or something. It's I'd be interested to know what people think about it. I don't need to look at that anymore.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the movements that they've programmed it to do are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like tilting and the little prance. The little prance reminded me of like a horse.
Yeah.
When you have
when
like
they do
those,
like dressage or whatever.
Those
that
like
fancy
Arabian horses that like do the prancing.
I think that's what dressage is, when they do the really weird little.
I think
like,
that's really bad for them.
Yeah, I don't think
it's like really bad for their little ankles.
Fetlocks or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. You're obsessed with the audio.
I'm just making sure that I'm not like,
Oh,
you know, you got to check to make sure it's regular.
I know. Well, we can do the levelator, and hopefully people will just forgive if there's a little bit weird audio stuff going on, because, hey, we're clearly doing a little, what do you call that? Jankifying.
Jerry
DIY.
rigging?
Yeah, jerry rigging. There you go. So what it made me think of, which I've always sort of thought about and kind of fantasized about, is having like a robotic part or a bionic. I don't.
You've fantasized about that?
Like, I just thought, oh, if there was like
Like a
an
super robo leg?
like an experiment or something where it's like, this may not work, but if it does, you'd be like super strong, or, you know, even if it was just like one arm or one leg or like a part of your brain, or if you had an accident.
What part would you replace? Or did you want to continue with your thought?
No, I just kind of wanted to know your thoughts, because I thought, oh, for sure, I would totally do that. I might rethink it now that we're together, just in case it had some kind of horrible ramifications, especially if it was like a brain thing. Because I don't know if I talked about this before on the podcast, but there was a short story that I read in my college science fiction English class, and I don't remember what it was called. It was either a short story or it was an excerpt from a story, and it was about an actress who died in a fire, and they saved her brain and built her like a robotic body,
Crazy.
but like it was like gold. And
that seems expensive.
I think this story might have been based in like the 60s or something. So, and she was an actress. And so then she went on stage and like kind of showcased her new reborn look. And it was beautiful and fluid, even though she was like a robot. But then there was this whole idea that, are you your brain, or are you a combination of your brain and your other physiology? And because the robot kind of, I think, started to seep into her brain, like the way you move maybe differently because you're a robot will affect your brain functioning, just like your brain functioning would affect the way you move, you know.
I mean, I think you would manage, and I think you would be the same person.
But that's the thing, is they were kind of hinting that
I think she
was being
brain.
tainted or changed mentally, cerebrally by the robot body.
It would affect you, I think, but
Yeah.
I don't think it would make you more robot. Because if you just think about like people with a lot of prosthetics, I mean, there are people with like fully replaced like arms and legs,
But like their whole body.
and I don't think they become prosthetics.
Because I feel like if you have
themselves.
limbs, your limbs have to learn how to integrate with the rest of your body and your brain and your head and everything.
Moving around would take more
But like
work.
if your body was replaced, like, I don't know.
I mean,
It was an interesting. You should read it, even though
I think
you're not.
you would
you don't like
change
reading,
obviously
but
because you'd have to cope with it. But I don't.
it was kind of like it changed you psychologically, because there were
Of course it would.
limitations
It would
you
probably
didn't
be traumatic.
have anymore, but also you didn't have quote unquote flesh, so maybe you didn't have like
But I don't
urges
think
that like a woman would have, or
But I don't think the robot would like. I don't think you would become robotic. You'd still be you. You know, to the furthest extent
we'll probably
you could
never
be.
know. But it was an
Remember,
interesting
it's a book
idea.
from the 60s.
I know, but it
so
was an interesting idea, and it was a little bit spooky.
I think in the 60s, I rented a book from the library.
What?
That I think was like 60s or 70s because I was way into like military vehicles.
What the hell is that?
Oh, it's like a cricket or something.
Oh, it's just creeping along the window like something out of a Stephen King, The Mist. Anyway, but a lot smaller. This is a fucking chair. What is it?
I borrowed a book about military vehicles, and in the 70s, I think it was probably from the 60s or 70s, and they had one image of a tank. Do you need to settle?
No. I think my shirt keeps sticking
Are
to
you
this
comfortable?
chair. There's like adhesive or something on the chair, or the sweat is like
I think it's just the sweat against the wood.
weird. I didn't think I was that sweaty. Anyway, carry on.
Well, it's getting warm in here. Well, in one of the images they had for what they thought tanks would look like in the year 2000, it was So it was like your average tank, but it had like a Tesla coil cannon, and it had like a bubble over the top of it, like a dome. Basically, it looked like something from the Jetsons.
That's cool.
And I'm pretty sure they were like, this is our speculation of what tanks will look like in the year 2000. And I mean, just an example of like how little they knew about technologies. I mean, we're only learning more as we go, and it's kind of a dick move to just laugh at them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, that's like a Jetsons tank.
Yeah. But I just think about things like right now, the sensation of my feet on the floor, on the carpet.
Okay.
That is something, unless they programmed you, and again, this is the 60s, so like maybe they weren't thinking about sensory receptors or, stuff like that. But then you go further and it's like things like a woman, at least, because that's the only perspective I know, and like your maternal feelings, your womb feeling, like that's stuff that even if you don't have children
Hormones
or you don't plan
stuff?
but even if you don't have children or don't plan on having children,
That's a
I
good
think
point.
it's such an integral part of being a female, straight, or whatever human person, that if you take all that away, because I don't think they like programmed her with that simulated stuff,
that's a good point.
that it could change your basic wiring and biology. Like your biology is, you probably wouldn't do that. Oh, you probably wouldn't burp. And
What
that's
would
like
life
half
be?
of what we do. I mean, with my mom, I didn't even realize I started doing it. I think since you and I have been dating together, whatever, is she's like, oh, I burped. Me and my sister were just, I think because we were together and we were just burping off of each other. Partly because my poor mom, we know that she can't stand it and she can't burp. She like physically cannot burp.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
I think I was with her in the car a week or two ago and she burped and I was like, what the hell? And she's like, occasionally. And I was like, what kind of life must you be leading to not be able to burp? I burp.
That's so strange.
It's anyway. So I think when we get together sometimes, especially if we're drinking, we definitely
like,
push him out. But
maybe a little bit of like jealousy of like, I wish I could do that.
Oh God, I did it again with the pesto.
Except it is kind of like farting out of your mouth.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So
not really.
So we were burping, but then I was doing that thing that I think I learned from you, where you just open and close your mouth quickly, so it's like a ribbit.
Oh yeah.
Ribbit, And so my sister
basically
burped.
the most disgusting thing you could do
apart
with
from
a
the
burp.
thing that you used to do when we were first together, which was say barf as you're burping.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh, I learned that from this person who I didn't really like, but picked up on. Well, you didn't, not that you didn't like it, but you had a stressful,
Yeah, not a great relation,
so-
not a great working relationship.
So not quite as disgusting as that, but pretty disgusting. But so Katie's burping and my mom's like, oh, Sarah does this cool thing where she goes, "Buh, buh, 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 buh." And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even realize I did it.
Yeah,
Because it's so fun. It's
It
like
is
if
pretty
you,
fun.
if it's like if you're a smoker probably and you learn how to blow smoke rings and then you do it all the time. Or if you can armpit fart, like some people I know, once you do it, you just,
can't
you
quit.
can't not. It's so much
Yeah.
fun. So you wouldn't be able to do that. And that is a huge part of my personality. I'm a burper. I'm very proud of my burps. So,
But I think your
or
brain
like
would
inner
adapt.
ear stuff and balance and stuff like that. Like,
You'd still be you. You'd just adapt to it.
but you wouldn't feel discomfort. Like right now, I'm sweaty. My feet
how
are
awful
pushing.
that would be. Except you might feel discomfort. I mean, do your brain have feel receptors? So like, does it?
I don't remember. I don't remember that stuff. I don't know that she could physically feel like pain or discomfort. It's been a long time. I read it again a couple years ago when I think we were talking about it.
It would be weird to only be able to feel your brain.
Yeah.
Only. I think that would be a nightmare. That
Well,
would be a bit of a nightmare.
But that's what I'm saying is that I think ultimately maybe that was part of the point. And
think it
again,
would fuck
I
you
might
up,
be totally
for
misstating
sure.
it, but that's what I'm saying is I think it very well could change your basic personality, psychology.
Well, I
Because,
would say definitely,
because the whole way that you
but-
interact with your world
but
is
I
now
wouldn't-
changed.
But I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't
Fucking filter.
say that you become a robot or something. Because it seemed like that was the point you were trying to make at the beginning.
No,
You would just adapt to it,
asshole.
and it would kind of fuck you up and scar you.
Yeah.
And you would just be the same person, but strongly affected by.
But if you're not,
this
essentially, if you're not
disability.
a woman anymore, you're not, you probably can't ever have like sexual relations.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Like, what would be your new purpose? Like, she was still like an actress and a dancer, but like she's the only robotic actress. So are people really going to accept her? I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting premise. Like, if you had the chance to get a robotic
I might do legs. I might do like robo legs or something. If I could have like go gadget legs, that would be
So
cool.
let's say you weren't injured or like gonna have your legs amputated, but they said we have this foolproof procedure, and the only reason they'd give it to you for free is if it was a test. So I guess there's the possibility something could go wrong. But if you were guaranteed for whatever reason and you could afford it, or they did it for free.
Yeah, obviously this is a hypothetical, so it can be like foolproof.
But I also want to make it
They've
like reality.
tested it, they know.
Okay. If you had the option to change out your legs and there'd be no issues, but you'd have robotic legs, would you do it?
I'd have to think on it. And I'd have to see what all the pros and cons would be.
I guess if they look like your legs and you can still feel them, because then I could still rub them and go, ooh, your hair's just so soft. Like that. Because otherwise, we might never have that again. And would you be willing to give that up?
But depending on what I would get out of them being robotic.
You could jump over these trees.
Because if they're just like normal
you could rescue
legs,
people, potentially.
But
by
then
running
again,
really fast.
How do they react with my body? So like if I jump really high, then does it just destroy the rest of my body?
True.
When I land?
Like your bones and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they would give you like shock absorbers or something.
They would have to.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I guess if there was nothing like that, but it would still be like, it would change your body permanently. You don't necessarily need it, but it would be cool and fast and stronger.
I think it would just depend on the pros and cons. So like if I could...
I'm basically telling you there would be no cons, I guess.
Well, yeah, then I would probably do it with my legs. I wouldn't do it with my arms.
Upfront obvious cons, but there might be things like you're not like an average man of your age.
Although
with
it'd be
normal
hard to get
flesh
cardio.
legs.
Without human legs, it'd be hard to get cardio. You'd probably get fat.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd have to do like arm cardio.
You'd have to do rowing. Ew.
But
that's still partly legs, huh?
There'd be some sort of way you'd work your
swimming. You'd
body
have to do swimming, but you'd have
Bodio?
to like your bodio.
You'd work your bodio out.
That's how you do body cardio. Is bodio. Mm-hmm. So you'd have to swim, but you'd have to just dead your legs. You couldn't use your legs. Otherwise, your legs would just propel you, and you'd just be like a dolphin. I don't know.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah.
To have bionic legs with no cons. If you could like jump over things really far or run really fast for practically forever.
Yes.
If you didn't even need a car, if you could just run on your, just basically hold a shield up so you don't get bugs in your eyes and mouth.
Totally.
That'd be sweet. Just put a motorcycle helmet on and just run.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That would be awesome. What about you?
I have a call to make now.
Good one. That was a good one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Why do you sound so surprised? You sound like you're like patting a...
Because it felt like something that you had like locked and loaded for a minute there.
No, I didn't. I just thought of it. I thought of it like 3 seconds before. And I was like, I'm going to take a risk. Whew. Panned out.
Good job.
Panned out for you anyway. I don't know about anyone else. They're like, oh, God.
What about you? What body part would you change out or...
Boobs. I want super strong boobs.
Really?
No.
Because I wouldn't want to do arms. Sorry, we're talking about what you would do.
It's fine. I think I agree. I think legs would be cool because I hate leg day, so I wouldn't ever have to do that again. But I would love to do like a brain thing, like something that would make me process faster or be like more focused.
But it would still be your brain?
Yes.
I think that would have to be
like,
really delicate.
Maybe it'd be like, okay, but
work.
it's my imagination.
Okay,
so,
sorry. Damn.
What I'm telling you is there's no cons. So in this world.
Well, then I guess I would do brain too. Is it too? Mm-mm. That's not fair. I didn't know.
I'm sorry. I probably did start.
Oops.
Oh, was that me?
That was me.
Oh.
I knocked the mic.
I probably did say limbs. So, okay. If we were doing like limbs or appendages, are nose and ears like appendages, or are those just, never mind. I think I would still go with legs. But if, or like eyes or something, or would you do eyes or ears?
If there were no drawbacks, I mean, you could do pretty much any body part that you aren't worried about feeling. So eyes would be cool
Yeah.
if there were no drawbacks.
But
if
what
they
would
weren't,
you
like,
do with eyes?
irritated
What
or
would you do with really good eyes?
just super clear vision.
But what would be like, how would that trump legs? Because it's not like you're going to have lasers shooting out of your eyes. You're just going to have
No.
really perfect vision. What can you do with
Well,
that?
you could have lasers in your eyes. They're robotic, right?
Yeah, but
They'd
it's
be
not
more of
like
like
a
a laser
superpower.
sight.
It's not like, I think it's more like an enhancement.
Okay. Well, super clear vision would be really cool. Like
Yeah.
the crispest vision you could possibly have.
Super crisp hearing might be a curse. Because like
Yeah.
you'd hear like dog whistles or just horrible.
Sleeping would be hard.
Or people talking smack about you in the other room.
But they're robotic, so can you turn them off at night?
Sure.
Or like dim
Actually,
them
yeah.
down?
Yeah. It's a dimmer switch.
Yeah.
But brain thing, I think it would be cool to that's what I've always thought. Like, oh, if I could get like a part, I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess it could be cool to have like an arm, but I am always frustrated with my.
But then you lose feeling unless you can like, program that.
True. I have always been frustrated with my inability to process quickly sometimes or be focused. And
I think most people.
yeah. So that's a thing where I look forward to the future and thinking like just enhancements or like help with focus. I think that would be cool.
Adderall, right?
Adderall or Ritalin.
Yeah.
I think that helps. I think I could benefit from Ritalin. I've been on like
Possibly.
Paxil before for depression, and that has actually helped me focus. And I thought, why did I ever go off that? Because even if I wasn't depressed anymore,
Probably because it's synthetic and it probably has some crazy side effects.
and I think you do like get to where you tolerate it. But I was so much more focused. It was nice. So yeah, I think being able to think more quickly, or maybe even compute, or just have laser focus, I guess,
Yeah.
and be able to just like turn it on and off, kind of like, okay, I'm going to focus on this thing and like tune everything out. But then if you need to, back to like, oh, you were saying something,
That would be a cool thing to have. I agree.
You know what? I bet if you didn't need to sleep, because now we're kind of talking about, it's not really superpower, but
Not needing to sleep would be awesome.
I feel like if you had a robotic part of whatever part of your brain that requires you to sleep,
Like
I guess your body needs it too, though.
Like if you could run a simulation that is basically the same as sleep in the background while you're awake.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Because you kind of hate sleeping. Although
I do.
you've been taking a lot more naps lately. You're like napping and then staying up late.
Because my body like needs it.
Yeah.
It's like when you eat a bunch. Not
You have to poop a lot?
But when people eat a bunch, it's like you need it
Yeah.
to function.
It's just funny how you didn't used to nap and now you're kind of like almost more of a napper than I am. My back's
I don't know
super
about
sweaty.
that.
Really? I think you've had a nap 2 days in a row. But I actually did too. It's different when you're fleeing, when you're evacuated, because you don't have a lot to do and you're just like wondering what's happening. And you're checking your Facebook and your other media all the time, and then you're tired because you're stressed.
Well, I stayed up last night too because I was worried about the fires.
Yeah. And you were working on your thing.
I was doing both.
I didn't realize you were staying up late because of the fires.
Partially because of the fires.
Aw.
Because, they're
But we've got our emergency alerts and...
I know. But I just wanted to like stay up fairly late and then give it a check before going to bed. That way we'd have like, just a few hours in between me going to sleep and my parents waking up.
Gotcha. Well, that was nice of you.
Otherwise, it's like 8 hours of potential fire movement.
Yeah, but I'm a really light sleeper. You have to. Oh my gosh, you were talking in your sleep last night. I meant to tell you that.
Oh, really?
Every time, because I'm so tired, so when you start talking, I think I need to write this down or I need to text myself because I'm going to forget in the morning exactly what he said and I need to remember so I can tell him. And you were like, stupid, annoying thing. And I'm like, and you were like tossing like, I don't know, like at first I thought you like your clothes were rumpled under you or the pillow was messed up. And I was like, what? And you were like, stupid, crazy plant or something. I think it was like about a plant. And I was like, what are you talking about? There's no plant. And you're like, yeah, stupid plant grabbing me or something. I wish I had written it down. I just had this feeling. Were you thinking of the plant monster that I was telling you about in the I've been listening to Wolf 359, 859? I don't know. And it's a podcast. It's like a magic trick with your filter.
Trying to get my stupid shirt
really
filter.
Annoying. My shirt filter. So it's a podcast and there's like 3 or 4 or maybe 5 voice actors and they're on the space station, the Hephaestus or whatever. And they...
Asbestos?
No. Maybe that's where it came from. And they talk about a plant monster that's like gotten out of control and it steals a screwdriver at one point and they don't realize that that's what it is. It's reached through like an arm. I call it a tentacle, but it's a plant. But I wondered if you were thinking about that because I feel like you were saying like the plant's grabbing me or something.
That's so weird. I have no idea what my brain does.
Or you were missing your plants.
Oh, that could be.
You are missing.
But I probably wouldn't be saying stupid plants.
It was so funny, but I think it was like something was grabbing you, and I was like, no, there's nothing, and you're like, yeah, ugh,
get off of me.
And I was like, I need to get up and write this down because I'll forget, because I always forget in the morning. And then I was like, no, this one's so funny, I will remember. And then I woke up and I was like, God damn it, what did he say? But yeah, it was good. Oh. You talk in your sleep a fair amount.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's never like it's never anything incriminating or whatever. It's just gobbledygook. But it's enough. It sounds lucid enough, or
so it's just like dream talk.
It's yeah, like but like that one time where I think you had just started doing the digital art and you were, I think, like doing it a lot and you were kind of stressing about it, so you were talking in your sleep about like file formats or something. You were like crap, and because you used to say crap all the time. But to hear it in your sleep was so funny. Crap, I forgot to export it into this whatever PS some kind of format, and I was like, what? And then you said some other gobbledygook and I was like, oh, okay, he's dreaming. This is pretty cute.
Weird.
But at first you sound wide awake and you're very clear. Your words are very clear.
That's so strange.
Yeah. So I think the first few times I was like, what are you saying? And then I'm like, I need to just stop trying to talk to him because he's not hearing me.
Sleeping.
No, but you do hear me, but then you respond with your gobbledygook.
Yeah,
it's so funny. I think this one was some fucking plant monster or something.
Plant's anyway. Not leaving me alone.
It's fucking annoying plant. Like you were getting frustrated, and I was like, no,
getting its hands all up on me.
No plant, and you were like, yeah, like so adamant, like I'm the stupid one. I mean,
don't you see it?
It was good.
It's right here in front of me.
Yeah, I remember when you told me I laughed in my sleep. That was funny. I feel like I did it like a couple times. Like you, I feel
like you do it actually a fair amount.
Oh,
you don't really talk in your sleep, but you do go like
person.
You may have even done it like very recently.
What the fuck could I be? Why?
I don't know. Just having a.
I feel like we laugh a lot, so it's not like I'm suppressing any of my laughter. But I just like the idea that I'm just like laughing, and then you're like, "What's so funny?" And I'm just like,
Yeah, that's usually how I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'll wake up to you going, ha ha ha, 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 and then I'll go like, what's happening? And I'll look over at you, and you'll just be out. I'm like, oh, okay, back to sleep.
That's so funny because it must be kind of
but you do forget
a little disarming, disconcerting to wake up to someone laughing in the middle of the night.
But
that's what you hear.
It's you laughing.
It's not evil laughter.
And it's like a childish giggle that's very
obviously
innocent
like okay
sounding.
That's so funny.
It's not creepy. like you might imagine.
Okay. That's funny.
Yeah.
Like I think Carl Pilkington says something like, what's the scariest, I think they were asking him, like, what's the scariest thing you could hear, like, in the middle of the night or in the dark? And he's like,
in like a morgue or like
baby.
a dark
Or he just
hospital.
comes up with this thing like, something scary, like a baby laughing. And Ricky Gervais is like, a baby laughing.
I have to agree. I
guess so.
If it was the middle, if it was like an empty, dark hospital that's got like grime all over the walls and you're like, why am I here?
Yeah.
And you hear a fucking baby laugh, I think I'd freak the fuck out.
No, you know what?
Why are you laughing?
Think actually I'm gonna backtrack, because I think if there's no babies around, pretty much if you hear a baby laughing, that's fucking creepy. Especially if it's in the dark anywhere. That's creepy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting like chills.
I don't even know why I mocked it to begin with, because now I'm thinking also of Pet Sematary and not the new one, the one. And I think that fucking little kid.
I think it's just because Ricky Gervais
it's the scariest part of that movie.
Anything
I know, but and because Carl Pilkington, when he says stuff, it's usually dumb. So you're just laughing at him.
His delivery. Something scary like a baby laughing.
A baby laughing. Yeah, but I think what he means is, if there's no freaking baby around, why is there a baby laughing, and what's he laughing at? Because he's going to come stab me.
If the situation is just uncomfortable and you're like, and you hear this, or whatever that baby sound is.
You're too good at. That was weird. I wasn't expecting that. It's been a stressful week. I keep crashing when I don't expect it. But anyway, back to evil babies laughing.
Yeah, what's the scariest sound you could imagine in like a dark, abandoned mental hospital or something?
I don't know, like maybe like a dragging sound.
Ooh, that's a good one.
But I always go back to the sound, and I probably talked about this in an episode
Gargly
before.
breathing.
Ew. Then I would just hope like, oh, you're just dying of pneumonia or something, or it's a death rattle. No, but when... All right, stop it. I don't like it.
But I would poop. I would poop on the spot. Cool. Not really.
I think that would be an acceptable response. But that time where I lived in that house with my mom and sister, it was like a little... Anyway, it was in a town. It was in this town, actually. And in the middle of the night, I heard a dragging sound. And it was like... I later thought an animal got like stuck to a can or a garbage can lid, and they were dragging it, but it sounded like
or they were just dragging it away, because raccoons
decaying zombie slowly dragging his legs down the street. And I was terrified. And you wake up in the middle of the night, and there's no way I was going to go out to those big windows where I'd feel very exposed and look, and I just lay there terrified, and I never knew what it was.
Oh my gosh,
I should have gone and looked, because it's not going to be a zombie. I mean, if there were zombies, we'd know about it.
Yeah.
But
unless
like also,
unless they were not like human flesh eating, then we might not maybe know. If they just like,
but also it still could have been
in the bushes.
A creepy human doing something, I feel like if it was any other animal, it probably just would have been like, oh,
tweakers and stuff. It was probably a raccoon carrying like, because they will fully grab stuff.
It was slow though. It was super slow. Oh, they will grab and drag.
They like pick stuff up.
He's just like carrying this whole garbage can down the street.
You've seen them like walking around with stuff in their hands, right?
Yeah. I'm just picturing a little raccoon dragging a full garbage can full of garbage.
I'm going to take this to my lair.
Oh, we had them get into our garbages one time, and when I lived with my ex, and I could hear noises, and the dogs were kind of like freaking out, and I never thought, oh shit, we left the garbage on the front porch. I forgot to take it down. And it was full of cat litter and tomatoes, and the next day that shit was everywhere. And I had to go clean it up. Kitty litter. Disgusting. What are you doing getting into my kitty litter? They probably were just it's not smearing it, but just trying to get to whatever else was in there.
Yeah, tomatoes and food. Mm-hmm. They probably didn't want the cat poop.
I do
cat
like
poop,
raccoons,
I think
but
is extremely toxic.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I feel like I just smelled it just thinking about it. It's just gross.
Yeah, if you don't know about cat poop,
don't eat it.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, it trumps, I think,
I think you're not supposed to flush it down the toilet, right?
Because it will like burn through your pipes or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same with their pee.
You can't.
Cat pee is the fucking
it's disgusting.
worst.
You can't like compost it or like do like a I think maybe you can bury dog poop. You can't. No, because they bury their poop. You can do some stuff with dog poop, like in terms of, so you don't use poo bags and stuff, in terms of like having it break down, that you can't do with cat poop because it's so.
I think it depends
noxious.
on their diet too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, something
but there's
weird
a
about
certain
cats.
chemical or something in cat poop that is like fucking toxic and not friendly to plants, and
it's like you can just smell it. Mm-hmm. It's got like this weird kind of
why are we going here?
Acidic,
why are we doing
like
this to
ultra
ourselves
toxic,
and others?
Somehow more toxic than normal poop.
Mm-hmm. Normal,
I don't know.
like human
I think
poop?
you went there.
No,
like
I would never.
Yeah, I don't know why I call it normal poop. Like any other animal's poop.
Yeah.
Doesn't smell like it's like it could kill you by touching it. Mm-hmm. Which, you probably shouldn't be touching.
Yeah. Just to be really very clear, we don't do that. We don't do that here. Not on this podcast.
On our other one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the joke. Good one.
You let me down.
Sorry.
Okay, well, now that we've run through that spectrum of topics, I think we're going to call it a night because it's been a stressful week and we're tired. What do you think? Is there anything you want to add to the people?
I think that's good.
Party people out there?
No.
Sorry, it's kind of abrupt, but it's been a rough few days. And cross your fingers we won't have more fires and bad lightning.
Yeah.
And hopefully
I hope
we can be back in our house next week. Might be too early.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I hope that this lightning or thunderstorm, whatever it is, I think it's a lightning storm that causes thunder. But anyway, I hope.
You're the scientist in this duo.
Well, no, it's like
I don't know.
It causes
I don't know
the
why
sound,
I don't
right?
remember. I don't fucking remember.
It's like
You're calling me out from something that I probably should have learned from the 3rd grade, and I probably did, but I got rid of it because it wasn't important to me at the time.
It's like thunder is the reaction from lightning.
I thought it was like a pressure thing. But it does make sense that it would be... I mean, that's why you do the counting and stuff. To see how far it is. So you're probably right. We'll go look it up, and then I'll edit all this crap out and add in some sound clips of me going, Brandon...
Come on now.
I told you.
You stupid fucking lumbering oaf. You troglodyte.
Yeah. Good one.
Thanks.
Truculent troglodyte. All right. You want to do a sign off?
No, you go for it.
All right.
You take the wheel.
Signing off. If you guys are in fire zones, be safe. And we hope that we'll be back to our normal setup next week. And take care.
Absolutely.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Like when we say bye, like we're hanging out.
Bye. Bye-bye.